Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Phish Phry podcast. I'm your dad host, Bobby.
And I'm Oliver.
And today we are back with part 2 of our special Oliver's birthday episode. Today we're going to talk about going to the show, the summer tour opener in Huntsville on 7/11. So let's talk about that. How excited were you when you woke up on Tuesday morning?
I could not wait till you got home.
Yeah,
I was like,
I had to work.
yeah.
And it felt like one of the most unproductive days I've ever had because I was super excited.
It was like fun there, and like everybody was asking me, was like, "Are you excited to go to the podcast?" The concert, and it was like, "You'll never get out of this maze." Like it was like that because everybody was bugging me.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people at work knew I was going, so they were asking too. But so I get home, change clothes as fast as I've ever changed clothes in my life. We head to Huntsville. We get there.
Can't stop freaking out.
Yeah, so excited. We have to park in a different spot than I was planning to park because they did have a shakedown street.
Yeah, you showed me the RVs, and then we got to meet Trey.
Well, you're jumping the gun a little bit, but yeah. So I was showing you, we were walking past the backside of the Orion, and because my work is a sponsor, I had a tour there one time, and so I kind of knew the layout of it, but I was saying, look, here's where all the RVs are, and here's where the trucks are that hold all their gear for lighting and staging and stuff. And then it was like kind of through the greenery, I saw two people walking, and for a split second, I was like, that might be Trey. And so immediately I said, Oliver. And I started pushing you over towards the gate.
And then I started waving.
And then you started waving.
And then he comes over to the fence, and I come over to the fence, and then we both get a handshake, and you tell him why we're here, and thanks for coming to Huntsville, and all that.
Yeah, and he was super nice.
Yeah.
Like he came over to the fence because you were waving, and he was like, here, shake my hand, and like stuck his hand through the gate a little bit. Y'all shook hands. And you said, I'm a big fan. He said, well, thanks for coming. Yeah.
And you're like, thanks for coming to Huntsville.
I know. He looked at me and said the same thing. I said, well, thanks for coming to Huntsville.
I think he saw my first show pin.
He probably did because you had it on right dead center, ready for people to see.
Yep.
And so that was extremely exciting. Mm-hmm. First show.
Meeting Trey.
Yeah, it was
We could not stop
smiling and like, what in the world?
Yeah.
It was.
We were both like, that's just insane.
Did that just happen?
Like, it felt so much like a dream.
Yeah. And what's crazy is like the people that were behind us walking, and they were like, they said, that don't happen.
Yeah, and then they started following our podcast.
Yeah, and then we did meet some people in line, and they started following the podcast.
Shout out to them.
Yep. They're from Kansas City.
Yeah.
I don't remember their names. Oh, man. But they're from Kansas City.
Yeah, they are nice.
The husband had seen a ton of shows, but it was the wife's first show. She started following us. But walking around Shakedown, seeing all the cool tie-dye stuff and jewelry and hats and shirts. And there was some cool stuff. Stickers.
Everybody was like going crazy about it. Like, I wouldn't blame them. There was way more than I thought, though.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
We had like a good actual like seats. Like, it was a killer view.
So then we got in the venue, found pretty much our dream seats. Like when we've watched shows on YouTube of Phish and stuff,
we were like,
this is where we want to sit.
Yeah, and then finally we got like
right behind front of house, up just a little bit, so you can kind of
see the whole thing.
Center stage is kind of where we wanted to sit first.
Yeah, and the lights.
Oh my!
And they were bright, but they were crazy. And the intro, Blaze On,
it was pretty great.
Intro.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Like, yes. And then we go straight into
Martian Monster.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'd never heard this one.
Yeah, I haven't either. But then whenever I was like, come on.
The way Paige was doing it sounded like Buzz from Toy Story.
Yeah, like the cat. Your spaceship is about to.
And see, I thought, go ahead.
The ideas that I was making for our merch, it was kind of...
That was fun, hanging out before the show. Everybody we met that was sitting around us was super nice.
Super nice.
Like Colby was sitting beside you.
Yes.
And I think her name was Jen sitting beside me. She was from New Jersey.
And that girl who was like jamming in front of us, she was like super fun.
Yeah, it was cool. So Martian Monster, when it first started playing, I thought it was your pet cat because I've heard that a bunch. But it was Martian Monster, and then MoMA Dance, which was pretty awesome. MoMA Dance, Haley's Comet, which we listened to on the way there, and we're like, this would be great to hear live.
Yeah, and Simon, he was like, if they play Haley's Comet or Tide Turns, you have to tell me. And I was like, okay. And so I was like, okay, they played Haley's Comet. And
then they go into 46 Days, which was great. I love that one.
Back on the Train.
Yep. And then your favorite.
555. For the first time I've heard it, it was actually very good. Like, 555.
Yeah, it was good. Then probably...
Yeah, that was... Everybody loves that.
Oh, yeah.
Like...
When they started playing it,
everybody was like...
bananas. Yeah. Then the build up into the vocal part.
Yeah.
And then the vocal jam.
And then,
because you were like, what is this? And I was like, it's the vocal jam. And you're like, oh. And then the lights were going crazy.
Yeah. And then Cosby or Kobe.
Colby.
Yeah. He was like saying all of, what is about to break loose right here. Whenever they're about to boom.
And then Say It To Me Santos.
Say It To Me Santos. I've never heard that. Yep. And so I was...
That was fun.
It to me, Santos.
This is what space smells like. Okay. So then set break. Nice time to take a break. Catch your breath. Drink some water because it was crazy hot outside.
Yes. Like literally, whenever we were going to get some more water, like we were both like talking about how crazy it was to be Trey. Like, and then... While we were there, I was going to the bathroom, and then you were in there, and they mentioned us in their story,
I showed
which
you.
Was absolutely insane.
Yeah,
That was like, you're like, and I was like, what happened?
I was like,
what happened?
Oliver, look.
And then, so we come out there, and like, you're filling up your water bottle, and you're like, talking to me how, like, it was.
Then set 2 opener.
2001,
which was awesome.
It scared my heart out of me because I thought there was going to be a UFO. It was like 10:30 p.m. and I was like, oh my gosh.
Was it 10:30?
Well, it was pitch black, but it was actually pretty good for that. then we have Down with Disease.
That was great.
That was actually
perfect. A great jam.
And then Twist.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was like...
Maze, and like from Twist to Maze.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Did you think it was Bowie or did you think it was Maze?
I knew it was Maze because Colby beside you was like, yep, it's Bowie. And then I was like, it's Maze. And then I didn't really care much about Lonely
Trip. I'd never heard it.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I didn't really.
Like, it definitely wasn't big in the set, but I liked it.
I mean, it was good for the first time. It's just...
I'll say this. It was kind of like a nice breath.
It's just not Phish for some reason.
Oh, that's an interesting take.
It's not really Phish. I feel like they copied it from, like, another band, but it just doesn't sound like Phish a little bit.
That's an interesting take.
To me.
Because it is, like, it's a Trey song. Like, it's one that he wrote and is on one of his albums.
Yeah, it just doesn't sound like Phish.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Because it's on Trey Anastacio's band. And, like, he has different drummers.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
It's just, I don't think it fit perfect with the band Phish.
Okay, but what about Oblivion? Because it's brand new.
Yeah, it's brand new. I feel like that was... they were killing it for the first time.
I felt like that one... Obviously, it's the first time Phish has played it. He played it apparently a couple of times on his tour, just Trey. But then...
When Phish had it, like, first time for the script, they were already killing it.
It's going to be a pretty good jam piece, I think.
Chalk Dust Torture. That...
As a set closer, it was pretty great.
The dust on my tongue. Is that... I forgot. We were listening to it on the way.
Yep.
And so, like, I haven't really
Can I Live While I'm Young?
Yeah.
That was
and the Baby Yoda, like, the one that I have over there, he had, like, the fish hat.
Oh,
and then he's like, can I live? And then, like, the one sticker that was like, can I live?
Oh, yeah. All the stickers to check down.
I wish they played Run Like an Antelope.
Yeah.
That would have been.
Well, we can get there. But, so Chalk Dust Torture to end set 2, which was pretty awesome.
Encore.
Now, the encore.
Meat Stick. Bring out the meat stick.
What did you think of Meat Stick live?
First time, I was watching that lady in front of us who was like jamming. She was like, "Bring out the meat."
Doing all the dance moves.
Yeah. But like it was actually pretty good. I was like, it could not get out.
All right, so here's what we got to talk about. I had told you the whole time, it's first show, it's hot outside. I was like, if you want to leave, we'll leave at any point.
Yeah,
because it's late. It's about an hour-ish drive home. And so I kept checking in with you as the night went on. Like, you good? You good? And then about one verse into Makasuba Policeman, you're like, can we go? I was like, yeah, dude, let's go.
Yeah,
so we started making our way out during Makasuba Policeman. We weren't walking super fast because I was wanting to see where it went.
Yeah, and I was kind of tired. So
absolutely, totally.
Like, it was late, and I didn't want to ruin your fun, so I stayed for like a little more Makasuba Policeman.
I've got so many memories from all the rest of the show.
Yeah.
That I was totally good, and I was like, you should have told me we could have left earlier. Like it was fine.
I actually kind of wanted to see until like what the second encore was.
Well, they didn't do a second encore. They just did a 5-song encore. So the next song is
usually
FYF,
they do,
which is a wild song to play. Like it was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Then Iculus. I've listened to these back on Live Phish. Iculus was amazing.
Character 0.
And then they close out with
Character 0.
Which you got.
Yeah, I got a free sticker. It was like choose your character, and then it had Trey as like Pixel.
Yeah.
And then Paige, and then John with his donut dress.
Yep.
And then Jack Frost / Mike Gordon.
Yep.
And in the middle it had 0.
There was an awesome vendor who saw you looking at the stickers and then gave us a couple for free. That was awesome. I don't remember the vendor. I went back to look and I couldn't find any information, but he was super nice.
Mike does look like Jack Frost.
He does look like Jack Frost for sure, especially when he wears that all black like he's been doing. So that was night 1. What do you think, first concert, first time seeing Phish, how would you rate on a scale of 10, 10 being best, night 1?
That was insane for the first night.
Yeah, but on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, okay. So
10 being best.
I mean, I still have the Phish tour right there.
And
it was actually, like, I think I should rate it 9.7 out of 10.
9.7. That's huge, dude.
Yeah.
See, I've been thinking a lot about night 1, and then I went to night 2 by myself. Kind of thinking about both nights. Night 1, I have, like, sentimental reasons because you were there. It was our first show.
Yeah.
We got to meet Trey. So, like, I think the set list was great. I think every song they played was awesome. Some I'd never heard before. Yeah. None of them I'd ever heard before live.
But, like, the first, like, if you never heard a song and then, like, you play it live, like, they play it live, it makes it, like, 10 times better.
Agreed. So, I think I would rate it a little lower. Not because I think it's bad, but because, listen back to it at least twice now. I think I would rate it like a 9.2, which is still really good.
Really good.
I think I'd rate it a 9.2. Now, I'm going to talk to you about night 2. So night 2, Huntsville, 7/12, open with Plasma, which I think I had this written down, so I have to look it up right now. I think they've only opened like 5 or 6 shows with it. Like, it's pretty rare to open with. And then a Sigma Oasis, which that was one of the first songs you really liked when you first started listening to Phish last summer.
I was like, over Christmas, I was like listening to it when I was building with my Legos over there.
Like, all the time.
All the time. Like, it was...
You'd be like, hey, device, play Sigma Oasis. And then that's all you'd listen to.
Like Phish.
Into Wolfman's Brother, which was awesome.
That's got to be a killer show.
Into Evolve, which I'd never heard.
Yeah, I've never heard either.
Which I really, really liked. And I thought they went some pretty cool places in the jam of it. Into Mole, which is a brand new Mike Gordon song.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he had it.
And they were jamming on it. And I I've listened to that song since from his new album. I'm digging it.
And like they haven't really played this in a while.
And then bouncing around the room. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was one of the first, like, after Billy Breeze, that was one of the first.
Like live. They haven't played that since like 19.
No, they've played it since.
But like the first time they played it, was like 1998.
Yep. Into Stash, which was rocking. It was fun. Like, I keep using your word of fun, but it was fun in the venue.
Yeah.
Also, it was starting to sprinkle rain.
Yes, that would have been.
And like lightning, like just over the stage. Everybody was watching it. And everybody was kind of afraid they were going to like stop the show for safety reasons, which understandable. So everybody was kind of like uneasy. Like just everyone was excited because it was Phish playing, but it's still
it was like,
at the same time it was like, oh, please don't stop the show. Please don't stop the show.
Yeah, and like if they stop the show, is it like do they not reschedule it?
Well, it depends. Sometimes they may wait for the storm to pass, and then they'll come back out.
Oh, okay.
And then just go on with the show. It depends. Then they go into David Bowie, which when they started it, I knew it was going to be Bowie because they played Maze the night before.
Oh,
so I was like, it's got to be Bowie. It's got to be Bowie. And that was a great set. Set one closer. Lightning, thundering all through set break.
Oh, yeah, a wave of hope that you told me.
So then they come out with Wave of Hope, set 2 opener, which I enjoyed. Never heard it live, obviously. It's only my second concert. And some people were like, why are they playing this? And I was thinking, the chorus says, the chorus says, this too shall pass. And I was thinking the storm has passed, like the threat of rain and storm was over. Like, it made sense to me at least. In my brain, I totally got what they were playing Wave of Hope.
Yeah, I actually kind of believe that too.
Into Fuego.
Fuego. I've always wanted to hear that live.
Fuego and the jam they had in that was unbelievable.
The lights.
Paige was killing it.
Yeah,
Paige killed it both nights.
Yeah, like you showed me a video of where it looked like the jungle.
Oh yeah, it was. Kuroda was going bananas with the lights.
Kuroda was like killing.
Yeah.
Whenever he can, this is like so true. Whenever he finds out what he can do with the lights, he just does it like without thinking. He's like, do this, do that. Come on, you gotta make this a killer show.
Yeah, he was on it.
He's like a
Fuego into Piper. That was good.
I like Piper.
Ether Edge, which
I thought it said Esther.
I think this is a newer song. Or I think it's a Trey only song.
Bro, if they played Esther into Ghost,
that'd be wild.
That would be.
Ether Edge, Mercury, which I did like as well.
I've never heard that, but it sounds good.
Set 2 closer, Free. Oh, that was great.
I love, Free is my favorite.
And I've loved a lot of the live versions I've heard them do of Free. It was fun. It was kind of like peak. Then they come out with Alumni Blues.
I've never heard that.
Which is, they rarely play it.
That's why
he kept saying in there, he talks about like, woke up this morning and he's like, but I got a degree because he graduated from college. Being an alumni means you've graduated from a school.
Oh.
But he kept changing it to say, I got a PhD. Oh. Because Huntsville has the largest number of PhD graduates in the country because of all the science and military stuff they got going on there. Then they go into a letter to Jimmy Page, which is super
I've never heard that at all.
Super orchestrated and technical, back into Alumni Blues with a closeout of Run Like an Antelope.
That's what I was looking at the whole time.
And it was wild.
No. Bro, in the because they do the jam at first, and then in the middle, and then at the last part they go Moses. Wait, no, that's Rah Rah Rocco.
Yeah, Rye Rocco.
You've got to run like an antelope.
Set your gear shift to the high gear of your soul. It was wild. I was going bananas. I was like, this is incredible.
Colby.
Yeah.
Because he said he was going to be at the pit.
Yeah.
He was probably whenever, because he said he wanted to hear David Bowie.
Okay.
I think. But he said he wanted to hear a song, and they played it night 2. I bet he was going crazy.
I bet he was going bananas in the pit.
Yeah, I bet he was.
It was
literally crying.
They opened this just sobbing in the pit.
Why do I have to be here?
This is the best night of my life. Yeah, that's a funny picture to think of. Someone just sobbing in happiness in the pit. So, I think this is a wild opener for Summer Tour 23.
Yep.
And I've been following along, watching, seeing where they're playing in Alpharetta, Georgia, and it's been wild too.
Yeah.
Like they're coming out hot with this tour.
So say like since you were 15 or older than that, you started listening to Phish,
Mm-hmm.
and then now since you're like 42, you finally get to go to your first concert with me.
Yeah,
It was probably like
I first heard of Phish.
when
I think I remember seeing it was something on TV, and it was a concert, and they had the Farmhouse logo on a screen. I don't know if it was Austin City Limits. I don't know what it was, but I distinctly remember seeing the Farmhouse logo and kind of a pan shot to the stage, but I didn't know what it was, so I just kind of like skipped over it. It wasn't like, I got to check this out. That was probably my first memory of Phish.
Yeah.
Then a few years later, I heard Billy Breeze for the first time.
So they were like classic back then.
No, they weren't necessarily classic.
What was like the classic, more classic, like Rolling Stones?
Oh yeah, The Who, Rolling Stones. Yeah,
Dave Matthews.
No, Dave was new too.
Dave?
Yeah.
That's surprising because usually
Yeah, Phish was around longer than Dave, but yeah, Phish and Dave were like popular at that time when I first heard of them. So
they need to like, you know how you saw like Dave and Trey went to Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to make like a part 2 when they go to Kenya.
Oh yeah, it'd be fun. Dave and Trey go to Africa Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Or Paige, Mike, or any like the whole Phish band goes to Kenya.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That'd be
Night 1, night 2, Phish in Huntsville, brand new venue for Phish, brand new city.
Brand new song.
Brand new songs. Yeah.
Oblivion.
So, from what I've seen from everybody online and from just talking to people around at the show, people really liked Huntsville as a venue. Like, they liked...
And that was their first time playing it.
Yeah, like they liked Phish playing there. About 8,000 seats. I don't think it was quite sold out, but 8,000 seats. Jeez. Great venue. People really liked it.
And plus the pit.
Yeah, it had a pit.
Probably like...
No, it's 8,000 capacity.
Oh.
Like total.
So it can fit all...
So it can fit 8,000, yeah.
That's cool.
So I'm pretty proud for someone who lives in this area that like people from out of state liked it. The sound was great.
The lights
were impressive.
That was
impressive. Yeah, you kept having to take your hat off to shield your eyes a little bit and look through the mesh of your hat.
They were so bright.
And like I told you, pro tip, someone brought some sunglasses.
Yeah.
You just put those on when the lights get super bright. I was like...
And the rainbow glasses. They actually made
Oh, yeah. Some guy who was super nice in front of you turned around and handed you some rainbow glasses.
And I let you look through it.
Yeah.
And I was like...
It was pretty awesome.
Yes.
So I'll be posting the pictures and some videos and stuff on our socials from the night. But
tomorrow
overall...
I'll be trying to do Farmhouse.
Yes.
We'll try and get back on track.
Yep. So we're going to go ahead and post this one. And then we're going to try to go ahead and record our review of Farmhouse from 2000. So, make sure you follow us. Make sure you subscribe, like, review, tell your mom, your friends, all your family about us. And stay tuned. And what else?
Sorry we've been off track because we've been busy and all that stuff.
We've had some live shows to attend.
Yeah.
So we're going
to
what else?
Come surrender to the flow with us. Peace.